Hello, welcome back to Math with Patrick. Today is May 30th, and we're solving problem number 150 from the Daily Epsilon calendar. And we should show why the answer should be 30 today. So the average monthly salary at a company is $8,000. If 10 employees have an average salary of $12,000 and the rest average $6,000, how many employees are there? Okay. So I don't know something about like the amount of employees there are. So maybe I should assign a variable to that, set up an equation, and solve. To me, I think it would make sense to solve for the rest part first, where I don't know how many of these lower earning employees there are, and kind of strike some kind of average with these other employees, and finally that would be equal to 8,000. Just a little refresher, to find the average of some numbers, you basically just need to add them up and then divide by the amount of numbers. And so if I wanted to average 10, 15, and 20, I can add up the numbers, which is 45, divide by 3, which is the amount of numbers, and this gives me 15. And hopefully this makes sense because 15 is my middle number and the other two were equally spaced apart. So as long as I kind of take this idea of adding up all the numbers and dividing by the amount of numbers I have, I should get 8,000 because that is the overall average salary of all the company or all the employees at this company. And so I should divide by the amount of employees I have total. I don't really know that number, but it should be x plus 10 because I have some amount of lower earning employees, and then there are 10 that average higher. And then those 10 average $12,000 each every month. And so I don't actually know the values. It could be maybe a few of them are at 10,000 and a few of them are at 14,000 to kind of balance each other out around that 12,000 number. But once I finally add up all of those numbers and then divide by 10, I'm just going to get 12,000. So adding up all those numbers will just give me 10 times this amount. So I don't really need to know exactly what those 10 people are earning. I do know that altogether, they're going to make that much money per month. And so in a same train of thought, the rest of the employees average 6,000. And so if I do 6,000 times X, that's going to be the total amount of money that they all earn. Now, each of the people could be earning more or less than 6,000, but on average, all of them are earning 6,000 a month. And so doing 6,000 times X totals the amount of money that all of them are earning that month. So all of this money plus all of this money divided by the amount of employees will give me 8,000. Cool. I guess now that I have an equation, I can just solve for X. How about let's simplify some stuff. I can multiply the 10 into here, so I get 120,000. I'll keep that 6,000x the same, and then I'll multiply the denominator over to the right side because I don't really like working with fractions when I don't have to. I also don't like working with large numbers when I don't have to, and so all of these could be divided by 8,000. I would get 120 plus 6x equals 8 times x plus 10. Cool, so that was just dividing both sides by 1,000. How about let's distribute the right side? That's an 8x plus 80. And then now let's kind of collect up our like terms. Oops, this is supposed to be a plus sign. I will subtract a 6x from both sides. And I think in the same step, I feel okay subtracting an 80 from both sides as well. So on the left, I'm just left with the number 40. And on the right, I am just left with a 2x. And so this is just a one-step problem. I know that 2 times 20 is 40. So that must mean x is 20, which is not the answer for today, right? X is the rest of the employees. So to figure out how many employees there are in total, I should add on the extra 10. Those are the higher earning employees, on average, the higher earning employees. So x plus 10 gives me 30, and that is the total amount of people I have in this company. All right, that's my solution. I hope you enjoyed solving this with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty.